My name's Shaquan, but a lot of people know me by my other name, Mad Skillz. I'm an MC.
My name is Mad Skillz. Paris, make some noise!
I'm a DJ.
Oh, yeah!
I'm a ghostwriter for some of your favorite rappers. I'm not about to tell you who, though. But most importantly, I'm a hip-hop enthusiast. HipHopConfessions is raw, unfiltered conversations with my friends revealing things that they didn't like, never knew about,
I don't know.
or never got into about hip-hop culture. So sit back,
Oh, come on, y'all.
turn up the volume,
Hip-hop.
and listen to HipHopConfessions. Because everybody's got one.
Here's a little story that must be told.
And it goes a little something like this.
What up, y'all? This your boy, Mad Skillz. We are here, the first episode of my podcast, Hip Hop Confessions. First episode of 2022, man. Listen, this podcast is probably going to be a little different. I don't know if we're going to do a lot of Hip Hop Confessions. I think there's some other things that y'all want to hear about. Some other news and things that have happened in the current couple of weeks that has happened in pop culture, hip hop, and we're gonna talk about it. And I probably wanted to do this because nobody would see it coming, because I just don't do this. This hardly ever happens. But ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to give it up for the great Justina Valentine on Hip Hop Confessions. What up?
Skillz, what's up, man? Wow, I'm honored that this is the first one of the year.
I mean, it's only right.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. I didn't even know if you would do it. I wasn't sure if you would even do it.
No, listen, I'm definitely excited to be here with you. It's an honor, and I'm happy to get the opportunity to chop it up with you. And even when you send me the email and it's like, have a hip hop story. Of course, I have a bunch, but what's a better story than the originator of the wrap up hitting me up like, okay, hold on, you wrapped it up too, come on the podcast. So I was definitely honored that you reached out and happy to be here so we could just talk about it. You know what I mean? Tell the people how it went down. Honestly, tell each other how it went down, or more so me tell you, because we haven't even had that combo yet. So I'm like, that's a great hip hop story in itself. So
yes, I agreed. So I'm glad that you decided to do this. Me, I'm probably, a very, prideful rapper, competitive rapper. I know you're the same way from what I know about you. And just to give people some clarity, me and you have never talked before this.
Nope.
We've never had a conversation. So this will be our first conversation. So I feel like this will definitely is gonna be one for the books. I might get a little chippy, but I mean you on Wildin' Out, so you can take a joke. Like it is what it is. So so first of all, tell the people some things about you that I know you rap. I know you're a cast member on Wildin' Out. I know you're a social media person, but that's really all I know. I don't know where you from. I don't know how you started. Like, give me the backstory.
Yeah, so my name is Justina Valentine. I've been on Wildin' Out since season 8, so I'm the longest running female cast member on Wildin' Out. And the way I got on Wildin' Out was from my off the top ability. I really freestyle for real, and it's something I've been doing for years. At my shows, I would get words from the crowd. I also was the first female to spit a real freestyle, not a free verse. And you, as a real hip hop head, what's funny, not to sidetrack, before we got to speak, I was like, if Skillz really knew me and what I'm about, he would like me. That's what I'm thinking in my head, because I'm really a rapper for real. And especially in this climate where, it's a lot of rappers and especially female rappers, and it don't matter, hit's a hit, but I really write my shit for real. I really come off top. I really am a student of the game. And so I was like, Skillz will actually really like me. But so anyway, I got on the show for my freestyling ability. Like I was saying, I was the first female to spit a real freestyle on Sway's 5 Fingers of Death. And by freestyle, I mean completely unwritten, not a free verse that I was matching up to the beats, completely off the top. I spit a real freestyle on Be Real Show, on Hip Hop Squares. I mean, I've done it a lot of times at this point. But it was that skill set that got me on Wildin' Out. I was filming a video in Cali in 2015, and a friend of mine, shout out to Tonio Skits, he came through to the video set and he's a real dope beatboxer. So he was doing a beatbox. I was freestyling. He was like, "Yo, you gotta try out for this show Wild 'N Out. You'd be perfect for it." So long story short, he connected me with the producers. I sent a bunch of my videos of myself, spitting freestyle, seeing me get words from the crowd, whatever. They invited me to an audition. I bodied it, and the rest was history. So
Dope.
that's what I was known for, my coming off the top ability, and that's what got me on Wild 'N Out. Started season 8, and so I've been on for 10 seasons now. So I'm the longest running female on the show. Not only do I rap, I also sing, I songwrite, I host. I've been on a bunch of other shows on MTV. I did The Challenge, which is I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's a super popular series on MTV. I also guest hosted on Revenge Prank. I also hosted on How Far Is Tattoo Far, and I've hosted a bunch of the reunion shows for like Jersey Shore, X on the Beach, The Challenge, etc. So
Are you from Jersey?
Oh, I'm from Jersey. Yes, I'm sorry. I should have said that.
You
Shout
sound
out to
yeah.
Jersey.
I definitely hear the twang. What part of
Yeah.
Jersey you from?
Passaic County. So it's pretty
Okay.
close to New York. Yeah, it's North Jersey. So shout to Jersey, shout to the whole tri-state. I'm like right over the bridge from Manhattan. So definitely came up going to the open mics in Manhattan. Shout to EOW. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but you probably are. I know you're from Virginia.
Yeah, I've heard of EOW before, yeah.
Yeah, so that's definitely the fam. Came up going to the open mics out there, and that's really where they were beat juggling and doing all that back then. So when I went up to Sway and they were hitting me with the beat juggle, that
you was already prepared for that.
Yeah, and they don't even do that anymore. Cause I asked Sway, I was like, why was DJ Wonder really trying to fuck me up like that? And he was like, cause he was talking so much shit on how dope you were. So he was like, but we stopped doing that years ago because people can't really catch the beat juggle. Not only was he beat juggling, he was tempo changing, which most people don't understand. But I know you know how crazy
that'll
that
fuck
is.
you up easy, yeah.
Yeah. So he was he was beat juggling, he was tempo changing, and he didn't know I had that EO dub background. So, I was eating it. But so yeah, I would say I'm most widely known for being on Wild 'N Out, being on MTV. In addition to what I do there, I also sing, I songwrite. Definitely getting my foot in the door with acting. I shot a couple movies last year. I have a few more lined up for this year. I just finished writing a script. This is the first day I actually got dressed to come kick it with Skillz, because the whole top of the year I've been just like, my face in the screen finishing up the script. So
right. Dope. I totally get it. I totally understand it.
So let me know when you. So I want you to lead me into it, but I want you to let me know when you're ready to hear how I got to the wrap up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, let's get straight to the shits. You know what I mean? I think the people gonna want to.
They're gonna want to know
get
that.
this
They're
backstory.
like, all right, cool, blah,
They're
blah,
like,
blah.
yeah. We know her Skillz. We got it. We know her. How do you feel about the wrap up thing? Now, for me, I was aware. I got aware of you. I saw you on Wild 'N Out. I remember you from Wild 'N Out, the girl with the red hair that be bodying motherfuckers like in the Wild Out battle. I knew you from there, right? I never really followed you, but the wrap up might have popped up on my radar. I want to say it might have been last year. It might have been 2020.
Okay.
Maybe somebody just tagged me in one of your posts or whatever, and I was like, of course. I looked at my phone and I was like, oh God, okay, God damn, the white
Not
girl
another
from
one.
Wild 'N Out, Jesus fucking Christ. Now, mind you, people have been doing wrap ups forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but once you get a certain amount of traction that brings you to my attention, then it's like social media and people always want to let me know. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when I saw you, I was like, oh, it's the white girl from Wild 'N Out, this, then the third. Like, I peeped you. I knew you could rap. It was never a question about whether or not you could rap. I knew you could rap. But I was just like, damn, here come another one. Like, so that's exactly how it fell into my lap.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So for me, it was just like, I was just like, all right, man, like, but the thing about it is a lot of people start them, but they don't end up sticking with them. So sometimes I just wait it out. Half of the, like I said, it's been a few cats from Wildin' Out before. Timothy De La Ghetto, I think that's your man. I think he did one
He did?
back in the day. Yeah, and me and him
Really?
talked about it. Yeah, me
Oh,
and him
that's
talked about
funny.
it.
I didn't even know
Yeah.
that. That's funny.
D
I had no
Storm,
idea.
another dude from YouTube. When Vine first started, a guy named D Storm who ended up being big on YouTube. And I think a lot of the Cali kids that would just get around and think about how to do Vine skits and shit like that, they would end up doing that at the end of the year. But a lot of them
Right.
fell off the wagon. So
Got you.
how did it fall? How did you start? Like how did it happen?
When I first started doing it, I definitely did not have like an intention like, yo, this is something I'm just gonna continue doing all the time. It was something I started on TikTok. So TikTok came with this feature that you could green screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing a bunch of green screen on there. I was doing skits where I was playing my other castmates, just doing a bunch of different stuff. And then I will also do stuff on TikTok where I would have people give me words, and I would just pick, weird words and put them together in a rap and do stuff like that. So it was one week that, my TikTok was just going crazy. Like I'm about to hit 10 mil on TikTok. So my TikTok numbers were just like OD.
Mm-hmm.
So I had done the rap where someone gave me words. I put that together, and I had done a bunch of green screen stuff that week. So I'm like, oh, what can I do that'll be like dope where I can utilize the green screen and do the rap of the words I'm getting people to put together? Because sometimes in the words, people would be like rap about whatever had just happened,
Right.
So I'm like, it was January of 2021. That's why it probably feels like a year ago, because it was a year ago, pretty
Right.
much. So someone was like, "Oh, rap about this." So I was like, you know what? It just happened to be a week where like a lot of funny stuff had happened. So I was like, let me rap about what went down this week. Never intending like to do it that next week, let alone the week after that, the week after that, week after that. But I did it the first week and it went crazy on TikTok. Got like millions of views. People are like, oh my gosh, this and that. And I did it on a Sunday because I figured Sunday's kind of like the end of the week,
Right.
So I did it over the weekend. And then the next week, everyone was asking for me to do it again. So, 2021, we were still like quarantining, especially in the beginning of the year. Because
Right.
I remember we didn't start shooting again until May of 2021. So I'm like, all right, so I do it again the next week. And I know I don't have to tell you because you've done it for 20 years, but it's a lot of work. So especially when I was doing it every week, which I ended up counting because I put them together. I put them on YouTube. I did like 40 weeks out of the year. So you figure I only missed like 12. And those were weeks I was filming and whatever. So it just turned into something where people kept asking for it every week. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just going to rap out what's going down throughout the week. Now, when I first started doing that, maybe on like, I don't know, my second or third week, some guy starts coming at me like, I rap about every week. And like, it was funny because I had never heard of him. I look on YouTube and like you said, you did birth many children. You birthed a sea of children. And there are a lot of people that have done what they would call weekly wrap-ups. And like you said, some started, but there was a lot. I wasn't aware of them. I know of you and I know of Uncle Murder doing wrap-ups, right? So all these other weekly wrap, I had never heard of them. But the guy was like sending people to my page, and I really don't do all that online beefing. I just ignored it. I'm like, okay, cool. Someone else calls it this. So I was like, I'll call my shit Tea Time with Justina Valentine. Cool. So I started calling it that, but like the third week, I'm like, okay, wrap up. Let me not call it that. So I started calling it Tea Time with Justina Valentine. Now, as I got into like May and we started shooting Wildin' Out and things were opening up outside, I was really getting busy. Doing it every week was just insane. So then I started doing it like every other week towards like the second half of the year, which is how I ended up doing like 40 weeks. So then when Nick started his daytime show, he's like, it'd be cool, come on the show. And we shouted you out. Me and Nick did a Facebook. Well, actually, let me rewind. Let me go in order. So when you did the Drink Champs, I'm a big fan of Drink Champs. So I always watch, the Drink Champ stuff. So I'm watching your interview And I seen you was like, hey, and like all these Wild 'N Out people are doing it. And I was like, damn, I was like, I feel where Skillz is coming from. Like, this is his shit. Mad people do it. I never even intended, like, I wouldn't want to make the originator of something
Of anything
feel that
mad.
way.
Right.
Exactly. So that's why I went on Twitter and I tweeted you. I'm like, yo, Skillz, just caught your interview on Drink Champs. Yo, shout to you for being the originator, whatever. And you liked the tweet. So in my head, I'm like, cool. Like, I publicly like showed the originator homage. Like, obviously, I would think like he don't have a problem with me because he liked this. So I'm thinking it's cool.
Right.
So, I keep doing my thing, and then me and Nick start doing it on his show. Me and him do a Facebook room. There's like mad people in the Facebook room. We're talking about the show, and we both like, shout you out, Skillz, the originator of it, So cool. So I'm thinking like, I'm in good standing. Like, I'm definitely one thing about me, I'm not a disrespectful person, and I'm not one of those people that like. I don't like when people try to play people who are veterans in the game and legends and etc. So that's not even like part of my nature. So I'm thinking we're cool. We've had our exchange. I've showed you love, even not in front of your face, on other platforms, whatever. So then, it's a few people who send me some like little stuff you had said, and I'm like, all right, cool. Well, whatever. We all rappers. If he feels some type of way about other people doing what he started, cool. Like, that's his prerogative, right? So the end of the year is coming, and I didn't have an intention of doing an end of the year wrap up how I did, because I knew you were gonna do one, because I knew you had did 19 years. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what he's saying. He's definitely finishing up these 20 years, right? And
Facts.
I figured Uncle Murder's gonna do one too. So for me, I'm like, I'm gonna take all the wrap ups I did throughout the year, the weeks, just stick them together and put them 2021.
And that'll be your joint. Right.
That'll be my joint. Tea time with Justina Valentine. And I already knew in my head going forward, I'm like, I'm not doing every week. I'll do once a month. Every week is just too crazy. But then the Shade Room hits me up. And shout out to the Shade Room. I love them. They're cool as hell. And I did a freestyle for them, a real freestyle on the red carpet at an MTV event. Like, I really like them. So they hit me up and they're like, hey, would you, now I didn't obviously know they'd hit you up first. Of course they hit you up first, only makes sense. So when whatever, I guess, didn't go down with you guys, they were like, would you want to wrap up the year? And I'm like, sure, cool, So what was going to be me just taping all mine together and putting it on YouTube, which I did do, ended up also being me doing a full year wrap up for the Shade Room. And, again, I'm like, okay, like Uncle Murder, I know, he's from New York. So,
Right.
We've been cool. Like, we've seen each other out. So in my head, I'm like, all right, I want to make sure I show love to Skillz and Murder's wrap up. You know what I mean? Skillz started the shit. Murder been doing it for a minute. I respect both of them. I'm going to make sure I put their stuff on my social media too, just to show love. And then a few people like screenshotted, you was like, yeah, she did it. All right, Shade Room, I'm gonna do one now too. And I'm like, this is just Skillz talking shit, because he was gonna do one anyway. At least I thought you were, because I just know it to end on 19 years would just be like,
corny.
Would be crazy. Yeah, it's like, come on, you did this shit for 2 decades. You're gonna do 1.9, you gotta do the whole.
Right.
So, but again, still, I'm like, all right, whatever. So of course, I listened to your wrap up. I listened to Uncle Murder's wrap up, and I seen you put me in Murder at the end as your children. So me, like, I have a good sense of humor, and like I get roasted like for a fucking living. So I'm with the shits. So I really didn't take no offense to it. I thought it was funny. So that's when you saw I tweeted you. I was like, shout to the originator, wrap up 20 years. Legendary, salute, love your daughter. And then I thought it's funny when you wrote back, you was like, yeah, proud dad, this and that. And,
see you at your graduation.
Yes, exactly. So from my side, it was never any disrespect or anything to you. And like I said, because I had showed you love, like publicly where I added you, and also like I had showed you love behind your back, like too, I thought we were cool. And then when it was a little like, you was jabbing me a little bit, but which I didn't take personally. But when you reach out for me to do the podcast, I was like, oh yeah, I would love to have a chance to kick it with Skillz, because I was like, I feel like if he knew how it came about, and also if he knew me and how I get down, like he would like me, because I'm a rapper for real, and I respect the shit, and I respect you, of course, and what you started and did for 20 years. So I was excited at the opportunity to come talk to you,
I
and
mean,
and clear the air and all that.
right. I mean, for me, like, I'm probably, I won't say I am, but I can be probably, like, I can be real petty. Like, I
Petty,
know
yeah,
I
I
can.
seen it on
You know
your
what I'm saying? Like,
drink
I'm a
champ.
very,
I'm petty.
I'm when I feel disrespected or I feel poked, like
Yeah.
the competitive rapper in me comes out. You know what I mean? So, and that I've realized that in my life that, that's always been one of my Achilles heels. Like, I'm always the type of person, like, even in arguments and back and forth and shit, like, nah, I'm gonna say what the fuck I gotta say, and I'm gonna shut you the fuck up. Like, that comes
Right.
from battle rap. Like, when I say
Right.
these last bars, you gonna feel so defeated, you ain't gonna wanna say shit else. That's just battle
Period.
rap mentality. That's just
Right.
how I can't, it has fucked up so many relationships in my life, I can't even get into all of that. Like, I always feel like I gotta have a last word. So
Right.
for me, like I said, my first inclination of you was Wildin' Out, then the wrap ups, and of course, I never really paid attention. I never really listened to him until the last one you did, the Shade Room one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I actually did listen to that. But for me, it was almost like I was already like, yeah, like, I don't want motherfuckers to think I'm passing this shit down, because I ain't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, let's just clear that up. Like, this ain't that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, once it got enough traction to where it fell into my lap, it was almost like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I know who she is. I'm aware of her. Like, and I don't even remember liking the tweet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you did, which is why for me I was like, damn, I thought
he was like, damn, I thought we was cool.
Yeah, I'm like, he saw him like paying him homage, like, okay, he liked it, we cool. So after that, I was like, all right, I guess not.
And what's funny is, like, it's possible that I could have missed it, you know what I'm saying? And but like I said, your name will pop up in my mentions every now and then because of what
Right.
you did. So,
Right.
now the Shade Room shit, like, that was just me being fucking petty. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they reached out to me December 3rd, right after I did the Jay-Z Rock and Roll Hall of Fame rhyme.
Congrats, which is epic.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
So they reached out and they was like, oh, and here's the thing, like, I'm gonna give you some wrap up. I'm gonna give you some wrap up game later, but
Okay.
we'll talk about that later. But
Okay.
they reached out and they were like, would you be interested in doing it? And I was like, first of all, like, what's the budget? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't rap for likes and fucking and views. Like, that shit
Right.
don't move me. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing this shit 20 years. Like, if y'all want me to do something amazing for y'all, cool, but it's gonna cost you. Like, it's not free. And here's the thing about the wrap up: if you do it right, and this free game, if you do it right, other people will ask you to do shit for them and they will pay you for it. And you'll be surprised at how much money you can make doing shit for other companies. Like, I've done
Right.
shit for ESPN. I've done shit for Nike this year. Like, I did The Wire for HBO. I wrapped up all of the
Oh.
seasons. Like, all of that shit was paid work.
Of course,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
for
So it's
sure.
like, so it was almost like, if you keep it, and a lot of people be like, oh, his shit's so soft. It's so, he keep it real G-rated. It's a reason for that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
no,
It's
I
a reason
hear you
for
on
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because in the beginning, I was super disrespectful. I was saying crazy shit. Like, and as I got older, I was like, this bad for business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I realized that I can come out and I can still say some funny, clever shit without making a motherfucker want to punch me in the face when they see me.
Right.
Because
Or- yeah.
in hip hop, that's real to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come from a era where you say you gonna fuck me up on a song, and if I see you at the Vibe Awards, or I see you at the so-and-so, and you don't, nigga, you trash from this point out. That shit, and this was before cap was even a word. This is before trolling was a word. That shit was you phony, nigga. Like, you ain't about that life. And the funny part about rappers is the biggest mistake you can make in this hip hop shit is when you confuse your rap life with your real life. You know what I mean? So if you look at the Drink Champ shit, when I started talking about doing the wrap up and the shit that I went through in 2018 with Lenny, like, I was like I'm teaching school. You know what I mean? I have a class to go to. I'm a professor at a college. What the fuck I look like on World Star?
What class do you teach, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what's the subject? I teach,
it's called Hip Hop 101. We teach it at the University of Richmond. Actually, I got my first classes tomorrow, actually.
That's fire.
For this semester.
Dope.
So for me, you know, when I looked at the, when I looked at what I was doing, it was almost like it wasn't worth it to fuck it up. Like, and you know, and Lenny was, like I said, Lenny was never, a formidable opponent in my mind anyway. Like like I never looked at him as like a Kiss or a Fab, or, you know what I'm saying, somebody from New York that I was like, oh, this motherfucker gonna give me some trouble. Like, I knew that was gonna be a cakewalk. That was super.
Are you guys cool now, or?
Gotcha. No, I don't really speak to him.
I didn't think you guys did, but I was just curious.
Yeah, no. And what's so crazy is like I said earlier, I'm a petty motherfucker. So for me, I can be. So for me, I never heard you or Nick say anything. But I never seen it. I would see clips of you on the Shade Room or on blogs. I never watched the Nick Cannon show. Like, yeah, Nick is the homie. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know Nick for a while. Nick was about to get flamed up this year too, but I ain't do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, just out of respect, you know, for what he's went through in his personal life. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, I'm like, that's the grown upness in me.
Yeah.
So it was funny. It's funny before, like, even when I mentioned, because the Shade Room comes out, the Shade Room, your Shade Room wrap up comes out, and of course I know people like T, they like the drama, so I immediately posted the DMs. Like, oh, Shade Room, y'all corny as fuck. Like, the only reason y'all doing this with her is because I turned y'all down, this, that, and the third. So I'm building traction for my shit. Like, I know how this works, right? So I posted the DMs. And everybody's like, oh, that's fucked up. Shade Room, y'all messy. But it's the Shade Room. What do you expect? Do you expect for them to be messy? Right. So that's the first time I actually looked at or listened to any of your wrap-ups. So the crazy part is, here's a hip-hop confession for your ass.
Oh, shit. Hold up. Okay.
I used all of your wrap-ups and your tea time with Justina Valentine. That was all of the research that I did for this year. Everything that I wrote came from your IGs.
Well, you know what? I mean, I feel like that's part of me. You know, you're the teacher, I'm the student. So if I had to do the research for you to write the thesis paper, you know what I mean? Let it be.
I was like, yo, she made it easy. I'm going to just go to her IG. You know, I was scrolling through, like, and I wasn't going to bite no lines or no shit, but.
Nah, I know what you mean.
Because the MC in me wouldn't let me, but.
No, for sure. But
I thought.
It's a lot of research.
It is. It's a lot of work, research. Man.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I understand, and I'm honored that you could just just look and see a little bit of the research I did. Of course, like you say, you're gonna make it your own, but I guess I owed you that, right? To make
I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Easier. I mean, you owed me that for for just putting a little bit of raisins in the company potato salad. Like,
yeah, I know. And what's funny was someone sent me the raisins tweet, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess he gotta be talking about me. And the funny part to me was like, I'm like, it's so many people that, again, I wasn't aware of, but it's so many people that have, done at this point what you started. I'm like, why the hell is he coming for me? I'm the one who's showing him homage and showing him love. I'm like, whereas in other cases, I'm sure other people haven't, or like I know you and Uncle Murda had your back and forth. I'm like, I'm the one who's, I feel like I'm the most one who's saying, nah, this is his, shout to him. But I was like, all right, you know what? I'm not, you can't tell another person how they should or shouldn't feel. So,
This is true.
that's why you see I never, I have the same like, competitiveness in me and whatever, but I already knew, see, I wasn't gonna disrespect you no matter what you said, because I was just like, nah, it's his shit. I have respect for him. I was like, and when he meets me one day, he's gonna like me. You know what I mean? Because I'm likable and I don't have nothing but respect for him. And I'm a real hip hop head, and I just know that's what you're about. Like you teach a hip hop class and you did something, for the culture that was iconic that you did for 20 years. I'm like, so Skillz would like me. So I was like, I'm not gonna say nothing slick back, But it was never on my behalf. It was never anything that I was trying to like sweep under the rug that this was yours or that you started.
Right,
Like I'm
right.
I'm not even about that. And and it's no one could ever take that away from you or even try to say that you didn't start it. It's like stamped in history. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So
I mean,
that was
for me, it was, to see it, like I said, I've seen it before. I've seen people, no disrespect, this is no shade, but I've seen people that are way bigger than you do wrap ups, you know what I'm saying, in their careers. Tina Fey's, you know what I'm saying? Like Daisy Ridley from Star Wars. Like I've seen hella people, you know what I'm saying, do this shit. So for me, I saw something in you that I was like, and I wasn't sure if I felt the way or I saw how far you could go because of who you are and what you represent. You a hip hop head, but let's keep it a being. You're a white girl. You know what I mean? So it's almost like I was looking at you like, damn, like she could really be like my Fergie out this motherfucker. Like she's definitely gonna go further.
okay, Will. Let's go, Will.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's definitely gonna go further with it. And I think I got that notion when I saw a clip of you doing it on Nick's show. And I went through the comments real quick on like Facebook, and I never go on Facebook. I hate Facebook. So I'm looking at the Facebook comments, and there's all these middle-aged older white women, and they're like, oh my God, that is such an awesome idea. Like she should do this every week. Like I've never heard the news wrapped up this way. That's such an original idea. And in my mind, I was like, yeah, she'll be the motherfucker that'll get a Grammy for the shit in like 2030. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be her. It won't be nobody else. It won't be Lenny. It won't be any of the copycats, but you understand social media to a degree that you make it work for you. So I couldn't be mad at that. You know what I mean? Because I know how to press people's buttons. I've been doing that shit since 2002. If I want to go viral tomorrow, I know exactly how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or at least get people just talking about me and what I've done for the next 48 hours. But that shit don't excite me no more. Because if it ain't bringing me a bag, then I really can't put that much time or effort into it. So to step away from it, the wrap-ups, on my own accord, to do it the way that I want to do it, to walk away from it the way that I want to walk away from it. When I saw you and I paid attention to your demeanor, I knew, like I said, I knew you could rap. You know what I'm saying? I knew you were dope. And I saw the sway shit. You know what I'm saying? Thoroughly impressed.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? But I also watched you like, she'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll be cool. And that's the reason why even when I was a little petty and I would say a couple of things, like you never really talked crazy. You never said nothing
never
wild.
said nothing back because like I said, I look at it, and that's what I don't like about sometimes when new artists come up or whatever, when they do talk wild or be disrespectful, like that's just not in me to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep showing Skillz love, you know what I mean, whether it's to him, whether he's added like when I at his name, or whether it's just when I in talking about it, it's cool. And I was like, I think if he does ever meet me, then we'll be cool. But if not, I wasn't gonna disrespect you no matter what. That's just, you know, um, not something in my character that I would do. But I definitely can understand, because something I do, I always try to put myself in the other person's shoes for a second. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you know, Skills is looking at it, and I see what you're saying, because Nick Cannon's fan base, it's a talk show, so it is like
Right.
an older
Right.
demographic of mostly, women. So they're probably seeing it, and you're looking like, okay, I've been doing this, and it's
Mm-hmm.
probably a good percentage of those women that haven't heard yours. So I could definitely see how that would be frustrating, and obviously that was never my intention to be like, oh, I want people to think I created the shit, because that's just corny, and I would never do that.
Right.
Which is why I always say, Skills is the originator of this shit. But that's why even when you would take little jabs, I would be like, you know what? He's just probably annoyed, and he probably just feels some type of way. And I felt like that was your prerogative. So
Yeah.
that's
And
why
I
I never said
and
anything back.
right. And I truly can respect it because like I said, I'm everybody that knows me knows I can be petty Murphy like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's
very
self-acclaimed. I heard you saying it on the Drink Champs.
I'm good at it. Like I'm very good at it. So the mistake that a lot of other people have made, that you didn't. And I won't even call it a mistake. You were just more respectful. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can go back and listen to other started. They're like, yo, fuck Mad Skillz shit. This the real shit. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, damn, not only are you doing what I created, but you trying to take the attention from me. So it's like the rapper in me, I'm gonna check you for that, bro.
Right.
You know what
No,
I'm saying?
I
Fuck the
understand
wrap up.
that.
I'm gonna check
Yeah.
you for that because bar for bar, I don't feel like none of y'all motherfuckers can fuck with me still to this day. So for me, that's the reason why me and him got chippy, because it was the disrespect. Like, nah, bro,
Right.
like fuck the song, my nigga. You ain't gonna talk crazy about me when I know stop it. You know what I mean? So for me, I had to jump out there and take care of that because I still have a bit of competitive spirit in me that wants to see if I could still be the best. You know what I'm saying?
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? Like, so for me, when I did that, it was what it was. It happened. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because he still ain't recovered from that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm weak. He said he still ain't recover.
he still ain't recovered from that shit. But that's neither here
But you
nor
know
there.
what? Honestly, when you and Uncle Murder were going at it, like, I think it was actually like, I mean, I don't know how you look at it from your perspective, but a cool thing in that, you guys probably were sharing some of each other's fan base, as far as,
Hmm.
just everybody listening to both, which as just a listener was kind of a cool thing, because it's like, okay, well, motherfuckers want to listen to both and see,
Right, right.
and just see. But, something else I definitely agree on that you said, and I was thinking it when you said it, about as far as like keeping it clean. That's something I've definitely learned from MTV. It really is, when you could say something without cursing, or when you
Hmm.
could say something that's clever without being too, like you said,
Hmm.
disrespectful. It's always good, because it just broadens your fan base. And
Hmm.
I've also learned, I mean, obviously, like on MTV, we can't curse like that, or even
Right.
in a Wild Style. If you say something too crazy, they're gonna cut it. So you kind of
Edit
learn
it.
to
Right.
get the point across, but while keeping it
But
clean, so you don't.
keep it G.
Yeah, because it really
Yeah.
does. Like, it'll just cut you off from a whole different fan base, or just listeners that could
Right.
could be consumers. So I definitely agree with you on that.
I've always said, man, in this game, you gotta hustle smarter and not harder. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like if I could body you with a bar, I can body you with a bar without cursing. I can body you
Right.
with a bar without saying nothing that's gonna get me cut off. Like I want this shit to live. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't write that shit to get it edited. I wrote it, you know what I'm saying, to get it to a point where, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna get my whole point across and I'm still gonna win. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think I think you have that. You know what I mean? So I got another question for you. Like,
Yes.
so how long? Because like a lot of people think this shit is easy. It's not easy. You know what I mean? We
Right.
just make it look easy. How
Yeah.
how long do you plan on sticking with it? Like, how far you plan on going with it?
So I already knew, like I said, once Outside opened up last year and we started filming in May, and sometimes that's like 3 weeks. I'm like, I can't do every week because when I research, like I'll really research, like even when it's just for the week, I'll research for like hours, and then I'm the type, I'll write it, I'll go back, I'll rewrite it, I'll throw in some compound rhymes. I'll be like, I'll write like 3 different options for the same, I take pride in what I do like you. So I go back and I go back. So um once I saw how much work that was every week, I already knew for this year, I'm like, I'm not doing the every week thing. I was like, let me see what it looks like to just do it every month. So I was thinking about this year just doing one at the end of January, February, March, and just
12.
basically taking what I did last year and you know 1/4, bringing it down to 1/4 of the volume
Right.
of what I did, because even this year, it's, I'm sure for everyone, getting so booked, because it's like we've had a year or two that was so back and forth. Is I know I wouldn't have the time to do it, and if I can't do it right, I wouldn't do it. So I'm thinking
Right.
about doing it, once a month, and just kind of touching on the most important stuff from the month.
Yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? Like it's
I would ask for your blessing, but I know I won't get it, so I'm not even gonna play myself and ask for it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna play myself because so I'd rather just not ask.
the
But
funny
here's how I
part
look.
is
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is, I think, well, I know that you're smart enough to know what you started is gonna be replicated and copied and for
hmm
years to come. So if it's
hmm
not me,
It's
it's
gonna be
going to be
somebody.
someone else. And the next person may or may not have as much respect as me, and they just going to not even acknowledge you. So if it's not me, it's
Right.
going to be someone else.
Right.
So, if it's not me that's wrapping up the news, is you're going to have 10 or 20 new kids by the time the year's over. So I at least want to be one of the kids that you like, that you fuck with. That's all I want, is just to have a good rapport with you, because it's gonna be other people that do it.
Yeah. No, I already know that. And if you first of all, like if you didn't have a sense of humor, we probably wouldn't even be on this doing this podcast. Like
Right.
the fact that I even asked you, I would never do this shit with nobody else. And I was super adamant and clear, like, all right, anybody listen to this podcast, I ain't passing shit down. This ain't no pass down. It's just me and
Right.
her chopping it up
Yeah.
because nobody was gonna see this coming anyway, because
Yeah.
that's how petty I am. You know
No.
what I
And
mean? Like
I
motherfuckers like,
understand you're
wait, he
not.
got her on the pod?
Yeah, and I understand you're not passing it down, and I would never even ask, like, yo, can you pass it down to me? Like, I would never even ask that, or think that that's a possibility. So, that's why I say I wouldn't even ask for your blessing in it, because I know you wouldn't give it to anybody. But it's gonna be people that do it. You started something that the culture and the people look forward to, and it is gonna probably be 5 new people that try to do it next year.
Right. I
You
would
know?
say this though. I would say this. If I ever did give you my blessing, it would be because of your consistency and who you are as a person. Like you're gonna have to put some work in. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And you're gonna have to, even when you don't feel like doing it, when the year ain't been that dope and the year's been
Right.
trash and it's been a lot of fucking broke people, poor people, a lot of death, a lot of fucking
Yeah.
pandemic shit, and you sitting down like, yo, how am I gonna do this shit? Those are the times when you really gonna find out if you built for that shit. You know what I
Right.
mean? So for me, you're gonna have to put some more numbers on the board, but
I
I'm
hear
not
you.
opposed to it. You know what I mean?
I
I'm
hear
not
you.
opposed to it just because your aura and your personality is so fucking cool. And like you
Well,
said, if I did meet you, I probably would like you. You know what I
I
mean?
think so. But
Because
I really
I was gonna
appreciate
be
that.
petty this whole podcast, but once you started, I was like, damn, she kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
for
Nah,
me,
I really do appreciate that, Skills, and coming from you, it definitely means a lot. And it's just a honor because, like I said, this is your shit, and I don't expect you to be like, yo, I really like someone else doing my shit. But I have respect for what you started, and if it's ever a year where you're like, yo, fuck yeah, I feel like coming out of retirement, and if I'm doing it and you want to do it together, I know that's probably a no, but I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying, like, you never know. Like 3 years from now, if the shit, getting 20 million views, you might be like, hey, yo, fuck that, Jess. I feel like jumping in this year. What we got? Send me the
right,
research. I'm gonna tell you what bars I'm doing. I'm just saying,
right.
unless because I know people are going to be annoying you when next year comes. They're gonna want you
Oh
to do
no,
it
no, no. You
again.
gotta understand. Understand. Next year, Black Friday, I'm deactivating all my social media.
That's it,
Like, and
huh?
that's on God. Like, so motherfuckers like, yeah, I know you say that shit down, Skills, but next year we on you. I'm like, bro, next year y'all won't be able to find me.
You won't be able to
And
reach
you
me.
people don't really even, people never really miss what they got till it's gone.
Right.
But, for me, it's like, yeah, nah, y'all motherfuckers gonna miss me, and I'm cool with it. Like I'm shit. I wrote for fucking Beyonce and Blue Ivy and Jay-Z. I wrote for the whole Carter household
Yeah,
outside
you're
of
good
the
after that.
babies and Tina. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'm cool. So
Yeah.
for me, you know, you are dope, man. You're a dope rapper.
Thank
This
you.
won't be the last time that we talk. I definitely will be in contact. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna watch you, and I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna watch your moves, and I wish you the best, man, for
Thank
sure.
you so much. Well, now that I'm one of the kids, we got. I mean, keep in touch at least once a month, a DM, a Twitter message,
I
something.
mean, yeah, I got your
You know.
math now, so yeah, of course, man. But
Nah, for sure. I appreciate that. And yo, when we come, Wild Now is going back on tour. I think we're passing through Virginia. You should pull up, come
I'm in
kick it with
LA.
us. And oh, you're in LA.
I'm in
Oh,
LA.
okay, okay, dope. Well,
So
yeah, I'm sure we're passing through LA. So
you still in Jersey, right?
I'm in Jersey right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
but we're supposed to be. We were on tour last year or I'm sorry, I'm bugging you. Was it last year when the pandemic hit? No, 2 years
Mm-hmm.
ago.
2 years ago.
Right. So we're just rebooking those dates now. So yeah, I would love to meet you in
Yeah.
person, and I know we'll meet sooner than later, but I really appreciate you for having me, and I'm just thankful I got to kick it with you and just let you know it's nothing but respect on my end, and clear the air on that. And I think it's amazing what you've done, and just thank you for doing that for 20 years. It's been something that people have looked forward to, and now I never, it was never my intention to be like, yo, I want to start the wrap up, but I kind of started it, and it's just dope to have met the originator and to know that we kind of cool, as cool as we could be for someone who's going to be
Yes.
petty whenever he wants, but as cool
Listen,
as we can be under the circumstances.
as cool as we can be under the circumstances,
Yeah.
I think you got enough people around you, that will guide you in the right direction. And, if I ever see the raisins in your potato salad, I'm gonna check you on it. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
As I
I'm,
would any of my
but look,
kids.
I'm Italian, so all you're gonna see is the pasta and the sauce. But you know,
That's what it is, man. Listen, Justina Valentine, make sure you let them know where they can follow you, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of my people might not have followed you before. So let them know where they can get at you
right?
on all your social media.
That's what's up. But I love that you have such a loyal, you know what I mean,
Oh man,
loyal
listen,
fan
they
base
don't
and
play about
supporters.
me. They don't play
Yeah,
about me.
that's what's up. No, that's a blessing. But yeah, it's just very simple. It's Justina Valentine. That's the Instagram, the TikTok, the YouTube, Twitter's Justina Music, because Justina Valentine was one character too long. But
Right.
yeah, definitely. And for all skill supporters out there, hey man, that's what's up. How you held him down. That's definitely something that's commendable. And I appreciate y'all listening to me, giving me a little chance, just like Skills do. Listen, if he's gonna let his daughter come home, y'all gotta let the daughter come home too. All right, so I appreciate you, Skillz.
The jury's still out. Like I might be petty and go find me a blonde girl and name her Justina Valentine, and she gonna blow up next year on TikTok.
If she gonna be busty,
and if she does, that's the kind of shit I do.
I already know.
I appreciate you, love. Thank you so much.
You. Thanks, Skillz. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all. This has been Hip Hop Confessions, because everybody got one.
Here's a little story that must be told.
And it goes a little something like this.